Anyway, sorry, being flippant.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, we'll get started. Welcome everybody that's I was about to say dialed in, virtualed in, whatever we call it today. This is the IMechE Financial Awards Explained for Forming a Student. This is our second session of the day, so we learned how to deliver it this morning. So hopefully this is a bit better. This little session is to explain the financial awards that are available for 2021 and to provide some information on that. Okay, we'll introduce ourselves. My name's Duncan Stock. I'm the chairman of the Formula Student and Transport Awards Committee. I took over chairmanship earlier this year, and I'm supported by a fellow member of the committee, Terry Griggs.
Hello, I'm Terry Griggs. I've been part of Formula Student since 1999, so and I was previously the chief cost judge, but now, as Duncan says, I'm on the awards committee of IMechE. So
great, that's good. Right, we've got a nominal half an hour. We shouldn't take that with the presentation slides, so more than happy for people to raise a question on the chat as we're going through. Terry can see the chat. I can't because I haven't worked out how to fly the slides and see it. But be more than happy and probably like the idea of each the sort of slide section. We'll go through the slide, then any questions on that, pop them in, and we'll try and address them at that time rather than waiting to the end. But so just to give you a clue, I've got 6 or 7 slides in total covering the awards that are available for 2021, the 2021 application form, a little bit on timescales, and the final slides a few do's and don'ts, and Terry will chip in with a few more things at the very end to aid you guys out. So hopefully that'll give you all the information you need to know and provide some insight into what we're after as the awards committee. Okay, get into the meat of it. Okay, for 2021 event, we've managed to secure some additional funding from the IMechE. So we have a number of additional awards available for the 2021 event. They're additional because all our 2020 awards have been rolled over to 2021. So if your university was the lucky recipient of a 2020 award, that award has been rolled over, and you will get that award money to support 2021. So we have not. So on top of that, we have secured funding for up to 15 additional awards, to the tune of £1,500 each, for other teams who weren't successful in 2020. And we had a question first time round that if your university has 2 teams doing 2 separate cars, different classes, whatever, we have absolutely no problem with both teams applying, and academically both teams could get an award. Or if one team has a 2020 award, it doesn't mean the other team is ruled out of the 2021 awards. And in the past, we have given awards to 2 separate teams. I think it was an IC and an electric car from the same university the same year, and they run themselves as separate teams, which is great. The reason behind the new awards, 15 off at £1,500, is pure and simply to try and assist and encourage more teams to be able to participate. So that is a slight difference in the 2021 awards, recognising where we are. So all 2020 award winners do not need to apply again. Your 2020 award is still available, and as long as you enter the 2021 event and get an entry, your award will be made. Okay. And the 2021 awards we made in the usual manner for all our awards based upon the 2021 application form, which is available. So that's put in the context of where we are with awards for this year. I presume there's nothing, Terry?
No.
Lovely. Okay. Right. Applications for the 2021 awards. We have done a very, very slightly revised application form for 2021. There's two paths there where it is. I did check both of them this morning. They both seem to get to the application form, which is great. The application form for 2021 is very similar to previous years. Very little change, which is good. But the two areas of change really are in section 2, with the opportunity for the teams to outline the types of car they're designing, and a little bit extra in section 5, where we recognise that teams could provide with an opportunity to articulate the impact of the current environment on the team. So this is very 2021 specific, 2021 specific, and explain how things are happening. And as in previous years, all award winners, in recognition of the receipt of the money, every award-winning team is required to provide a report by the 1st of September 2021 on their team endeavours. And we have guidance available on that report, but we're recognising that the nature of the event and what that is may require us to tweak and change that guidance a bit closer to the time. But there is generic guidance available already that's historical for previous years.
Remember, Duncan, there are guidance notes on actually filling in the application form. I'm not sure if they're actually on those links yet, but they will be.
Yeah, and we'll also provide them to Lucy from the event team, just in case if anyone wishes to get them there. Okay, anything coming up on the chat question-wise, Terry?
Not yet.
Lovely. Right, we'll carry on. Okay, 2021 financial awards, the timescale. If you've been involved in applying for awards in the past, we're basically keeping the same time schedule. Applications are due in by the 1st of December this year, so it isn't very far away. Applications then assessed by the members of the former Student Awards Committee during December into early January, and we have our review meeting in mid-January. That's when we decide from the applications who the successful award winners will be. Once the team has been granted a successful entry into former Student UK, all the award winners will be notified, and we believe that's going to be around about mid-February next year. Now, recognising and sort of guessing what's going to be going on and how much mobility there will be at around mid-February, at the moment we're postulating that we'll probably be sending the award winners' cheques in the post. For the last 5 or 6 years, we've actually tried to visit in person UK universities with a member of the awards committee to see the teams and to actually deliver the cheque in person and give a good PR opportunity for the team and for the committee member to see the team. There's great benefit in that, but at the moment we're probably thinking that might not be achievable in Q1 next year. So we'll be, as soon as we get the award winners identified, confirm they've got an entry, and confirm the application form is complete, then we'll probably be getting the checks into the post to you guys. Mm-hmm. So recognising things might be coming in the post or whatever, we need to communicate with your teams that are successful. It's vitally important that the contact that's identified on the application as being the contact, all their contact details are absolutely correct, and the person recognises it. If they need to be aware that there might be contact being made with them, it's really could be quite embarrassing if you're an award winner and we can't get hold of you to tell you you've won and arrange how to do things. So that's really, really important this year. It's always been important in the past, but when you could go and see people, people, there's always ways and means around that. But we're very sort of we can't do that this year. We do rely on that being done, so that's really, really important. Okay, anything, Terry, on?
No, carry on.
No, or was that a hold on?
Carry on.
Carry on. Right. This is really where the things that we're sort of providing advice back to you guys who are making the applications from ourselves. In a perfect world, we would like to get a large number of really, really good application forms. That means the judging and the assessment is really quite difficult. That's good for us because we can see the qualities coming through. So we've got a few do's and don'ts. Some are quite obvious, but you'll probably guess the fact that we're raising them, that these happen on a regular basis. So please, please, please complete the application form correctly. If the application form says provide something like an organogram or whatever, please do so. We do get applications every year where things haven't been provided. And it makes the assessment quite straightforward, but it's not delivering what we want as a lot of quality applications. There's a table in the application form that asks for the identification of all the team members. We have had in the past lists of 70, 80, 100 team members. We're not asking for that level of detail. We're really asking for the key members. And what's really important is for every one of those key members you identify, they must be members of the IMechE. And remember, student membership and similar is free. We just require them to be members. So all the people you put on that part of the form have to be IMechE members. We're fully aware that this time of the year, September, October, November, you might have a lot of new volunteers that come February, March, may have gone away again. But you will have the core team, the team manager, the technical leads, the area leads. So that list of people, it's probably core members. You're probably talking maybe 10, 15 people, something like that. You might have a lot of helpers out below that, but we're not requiring them to put on the form. But just make sure that all the ones you do put on the form are IMechE members. The budget area, we get a variety of budget styles, but what we really want is we want the budget to be realistic. We want it to be business-like, and we really do need you to address any shortfalls. So if we see a budget that says we think we need £40,000 and we've got 2.5 so far, and it doesn't tell us where the 37.5 is coming from, it really doesn't stack up against being realistic and business-like. So think of this to the application as you go into a bank or a building society asking for a loan, and they want to be convinced that you understand what it's going, the loan's right, are you going to repay it, and things like that. It's part of the engineering business and industry these days. So that's key to the application. Make sure your references are provided on time. Make sure the referees know that they've got to do the reference and where to send it to. We do use the references in the assessment, and if they're not provided, your application is in essence on hold. So please make sure that's done, and you organise those referees to do what you want them to do. Again, very key, your primary contact details. Please make sure, especially this year, that they're all right, correct, and the person who is the primary contact is going to be around to answer any communications from the awards committee. Okay. And if there's any significant material changes within the team or the university post-December, please let us know. Don't be worried that if something fairly significant changes, it would automatically mean your application is null and void. It doesn't. This is more to do with we need to know what's going on. So we might have an award winner whose circumstances are changing. We know, we can understand, we can we can run with that and potentially assist them, whatever. So just let us know, and that's really, really important for example, if the primary contact or key person changes for any reason, or if the team or the university say were to pull out, then that's probably the most important one we need to know. And the real don't is a plea from ourselves and the lady that runs the awards on our behalf, and this lady called Karen Frost. Please don't progress chaser on your application. She's got quite a lot to do in this process of dealing with getting applications in, getting references, packaging them up to send to the committee members, etc. So please don't keep progress chasing. That's really, really important. Terry, do you want to have a few more your more do's and don'ts?
Yes, all my do's and don'ts. As Duncan said, treat us like a bank or a building society, or in my case, treat me like as if I'm Alan Sugar, and this is my money that I'm giving to you. So you've got to convince me that I should give it to you. If you join the initial stage sessions of Learn to Win, you will have heard them say that, and read them again. It's the same here. Read the application form and read it again, and read the guidance notes, because it's all in there. I'm going to repeat some of the things Duncan mentioned, because they're the things which I come across mostly. The organisation diagram, it specifically says include one, but you'll be surprised how many people don't. It can come as an attachment, and as Duncan mentioned with the list of people in the team, try and put their names on the organisation chart as well, so we can link one to the other. Because again, quite often people do not. Seems obvious, but maybe it's not. Roles and responsibilities is a page in there. There's a reason why there's 2 columns, because we want 2 bits of information. So you don't want to put in the roles chassis engineer and in the responsibility chassis engineer. So it only needs a couple of words. So you might have something like, I don't know, chassis lead in responsibility, responsible for designing this component, leading this group of people. That slightly different, bit more information on the responsibilities. Objectives. Don't just put our objectives to win, because everybody wants to win. So it's meaningless, really. If you read the form, it wants to know what your expectations are in terms of learning and team dynamics, and how the team will aid the development of engineers within the team. So bear that in mind. When it comes to an award, what you would spend the money on, we'd like to know. And it needs to be something that you're not doing at the moment, something which will influence the result, basically. Maybe it would influence the chain of design. Please don't ask for money to get you to the event, pay for your camping, or to buy team shirts. All of those are important, but you should already have budgeted for those if you want them. So it's got to be something over and above which you're doing at the moment, which would spend the money on. References, Duncan mentioned. Yes, 2 references. Most people have faculty advisors as references, which is good. Team members cannot be references. People have done that in the past. I always like to suggest that you get one of your sponsors as a reference. That then can indicate that you're communicating with your sponsor, and they in turn know what you're doing. I'd like to see as well that there's a page called other stuff on the back. Can't remember what it's called. It's section 5, Duncan, can't remember. Additional information. So again, put in there things, how you're communicating to your sponsor, how you're spending their money or using their parts. Also, what sort of STEM activities you're involved with. Are you involved with local schools, colleges, that sort of stuff? Do you give presentations? I'm interested in that, to see how you're promoting yourself and former student and the IMechE. Any promotional documents you could attach if you like. You know, if you have a sponsorship brochure, you can attach it. That's always interesting. Don't just give me a link, because in reviewing the applications, we could have typically we'll have about 60 applications. Sometimes it's more. So we haven't got time to click on your link to go away and find your information. You need to provide it to us. It's not essential, but it's nice to read. I also like to see whether you have other faculties and years included in your team. Some teams only take final year students and only engineers, but it's good if you include business or media people in your team, because believe it or not, they're interested in motorsport as well. I'm just going to repeat myself. Yeah, how do you keep your sponsors informed of what you're doing and spending their money, and how you the wider public? Again, this is whether you have I don't know, a web page or Instagram account, this sort of stuff, Facebook page. I say don't just give me the link. Tell me what it's all about. I don't know if there's anything. All I would say is please read the guidance notes, because everything I've just told you, I'm reading from the guidance notes. So if they're not on that link that Duncan mentioned, we'll make sure they are. Have I missed anything, Duncan? Is that a good Alan Sugar?
Yeah, I think that's covered everything quite nicely. Our final slide is just good luck to you all. We do look forward to seeing some good applications for funding, and that really gives us a good bit of confidence. So obviously take any questions via the chat. That's not a problem, and I hope this short briefing has been useful to you all.
You can also send questions in via IMechE that we can answer later if you have any queries or questions. So I suppose you should ask yourself when you've written your application, would I give myself money? Or you could give it to somebody not associated with the team. You could always share your application with somebody from your business faculty and see if they would give you their money.
Yeah, good thoughts.
Rutvik, you've come back in. Welcome. You've left it a bit late. Never mind.
So yes, as we say, any more questions from anyone listening in? Be happy to try and answer them. Ooh.
I'm reading your question, Rutvik. It's okay. Good question. Rutvik asks, the chassis is being outsourced basically because restrictions in the university, which is a lot of money. Is this the valid? Well, of course, it's a valid justification for the money. I'm not sure what to add to it. Yes, it is a justification. Well, the thing is, you have to ask yourself, if I don't give you the money, will you still get it done? And the answer is yes, because you can't run without a chassis. So it's better if you can find something else. I know it's not a great deal of money, but something else that you're not able to do at the moment, which you would like to do. And if you get the money, you'll spend it on that.
Yeah.
Good man.
Hey, well done. Thanks. And any further questions from anybody out there?
we do have another session.
1:30, I think. So yeah, if you need to come back with anything, that's fine. I'll take that. There's no more questions. I hope this has been informative to you. If you would let us know that it has been, that'll be great. Oh, yes, carry on.
Oh, quick, go for it.
Oh. As I say yes at the start, if it's two separate teams, not a problem. If it's one team, it's an application per team, and we have had teams from a university in the past, two separate teams, different classes, different electric and IC, and they've both made applications. So if it's two separate teams run separately, different application forms, not a problem.
Actually, I wrote this down, Rukvik and Duncan, just before we started, because of similar questions. And my actual words were, awards are given to a team, not a university. So, yes, so if you have multiple teams, but they do have to be separate teams, not really a crossover. I know you probably share information in the university, but money goes to a team, not a university. There you go then.
Yep. Sounds a good answer. It's helped. Thank you very much indeed for that. Okay, I hope that was all informative to you all. Have a good rest of the day and good luck for Formula Student 2021. Thank you very much.
Going to close down now, Duncan, okay?
Aha.